of sacred space and the importance of protecting sacred space, both to safeguard people and Mother Earth.
Wow, there's stories. As some of you know, I have a radio program, First Voices Radio, that goes out to 78 stations in North America. So I get all kinds of stories, over 3,000 interviews for the last 26 years in the United States, Western Hemisphere. So I get all these indigenous, sort of this backbone, spine of all the indigenous stories, and the political, the religious, everything, scientific, and where we come from, and where we didn't come from, and why we are the way we are. We're shorter, we're taller, we're darker, all of that. After a while, you sound like you're in the Smithsonian Institution, because you feel like you're part of a zoo or something, because they're just putting you, exoticizing you, romanticizing you, and like you have infinite wisdom and no practicality or something like this. But so when I think about how do we place space, and being in most countries in the Western Hemisphere, is that you feel the ground. And I go back to, again, the Lakota. We come from the geographical center of North America, Tiokasin, which means the heart of Mother Earth for that Turtle Island. And how we got our language was from the Wamakashka. Everything came and said, this is who we are, this is who we are, this is who we are. And we listened, because at that time, eons ago, we could listen better than we do now. Because we didn't listen with our ears, we listened with our heart. Now, Sula, that whole, I guess, the belly and the heart together, because that we consider that our brain or our heart. But this is only the tool of sensitivity or something. So when we had listened to those elements to learn how to evolve into a language to describe place, stars. Oh yeah, so now we knew that the Lakota came from Pleiades. We knew that each of these sacred sites are made by Mother Earth, said you belong here, you belong to the earth, you belong to the Black Hills of South Dakota. And so with that gave us 7 rites, or 7 sacred rites, including 7 sacred sites that have everything to do with what is above and below. But the uploading of Mother Earth at that place gave us the language to describe what sacredness means to you. Because when you go into the mystery, Zoe, when you think about that container of the word, the noun mystery, in Lakota, the word, the idea, the concept doesn't even exist. There's no word for mystery. Now blow that away. Blow that in your mind. Blow that religion. Blow that spiritual. Blow all of that away. Wow. You feel it. You feel it all over. You see, so when we describe what sacredness is, the etymology of secret, I think it means secret. Sacred means secret. So that was what we were kept from going to these sacred sites. All Native people in the United States were kept from going to address that energy at those places where we received our instructions. Even to this day, we know that those sacred sites, including other sacred sites around the world, can stop what's going on at Fukushima. We can do that. That makes me dangerous. That makes indigenous people dangerous, because it's outside of the realm of the mystery. It's outside of the realm of technology. It's outside of the realm of politics and government and science. So much so that you don't even have the salvation point mentality that there's no hero, nobody else is going to save you, because you're all of those elements that exactly at Fukushima. Now let's think broader than that. Let's think about sacredness. That all of those sacred elements, and I've heard it said before that you are a sacred site too. That's true. That's true. But that's all about you. So we go beyond that and understand what that means. Wakan is our word for sacred, but it doesn't mean that either. Wakan is kind of like to consciously apply mystery to everything. That's our word for sacredness. So wherever you at, as Blackout has said, the center of the universe is everywhere. So that's a sacred site. And we would like the work that I'm doing, we would like with several other, the Kogi, the Otomi, the other native people in the Western Hemisphere would like to free those sacred sites so that we can actually help the earth keep evolving beyond our anthropocentrism as human beings. Yeah.
What do you think would happen if those sacred sites all around the world were to become desecrated, to become destroyed? I don't know if you have an answer, but that's just come to me as a question that feels important.
What would happen if they were destroyed? I think those of purity, of Wa, like animals, would instruct us once again. I think they have enormous patience for us as a species. They want us here, but we don't want them. We want pets and ownership. If we let go of that possessive language, that's what will prevent from the destruction of those sacred sites. I think no matter what, we can't get away from the evolution of Mother Earth. We can say we're part of her, but it's different because we are apart from her, you see. So I think that's, yeah.
But what does where is the importance of protecting sacred sites? I mean, the Standing Rock, as an example, that felt like a shift, a kind of turning point, and there does seem to be this kind of deep acknowledgement by many people that these are important, and it's important for us to remember their power. So why is it significant to protect those special places?
Well, from my old age here is that my time during the Indigenous rights and Mother Earth rights, really, being that 4-year-old to supporting Wounded Knee, to a lot of things, getting shot at, getting beat up by non-native people, simply because I dared to be Lakota, to keep asking for the instructions to how to live here. And I think part of the whole answer, if we were to look for answers, is not a solution, but the fact that we already know this stuff. And if we continue to get rid of the sacred sites, then it will be always in Mother Earth's hand. I think I answered it. Always in her hands. She will evolve past who we are, or who we think we are. And she'll remember those who remember themselves, not in an anthropocentric sense, but those who are continuing the sacred sites, the instructions of Mother Earth. And people in the West, they want it. They want it. Give it to me. How do you do that? Give me a book. Give me a prayer. Give me a mantra. Give me a drum. Give me a bead. Give me a feather. Give me a dream catcher. Give me. I'm good. See.
I am so guilty of that too.
Yeah. And so if we think about that, then it's not like that answer. You have to live, start living that, and you can live it in London.